Chayce Xavier Allen was born in Detroit, Michigan on September 1st, 2018 to parents Juan Allen and Ajorade Didi France. At some point during Chayce's short 3 years on this earth, his parents separated and his father was incarcerated. At the time of the events of today's story, he had 5 other siblings ranging in ages from 3 months to 9 years old. According to reports, Didi had a history with the Children's Services Division of Michigan's Department of Health and Human Services that dated back to 2017. She was involved in at least 7 investigations as a parent. Didi was also arrested for CA for harming a nephew whom she had been caring for, and she served 2 years of probation. By the time Chayce was 2 months old, he and his siblings had been removed from Didi's care and then subsequently returned to her. Based on our research, it appears Didi had her children taken and then returned to her more than once. This was in spite of several calls to the agency made by Chayce's grandmother and aunts regarding he and his siblings' well-being, and Didi's refusal to address her own issues.
On June 24th, 2022, at approximately 12:45 a.m., a team of Detroit police officers and CPS agents performed a wellness check at a rundown home on Monte Vista Street, which is located in Detroit's west side. However, the woman who answered the door was acting strangely, and it wasn't just because the police had woken her up in the early morning hours. According to Detroit Police Chief James White, the woman in question identified herself as 31-year-old Didi France, and she tried to push the officers away as if there was nothing going on. Acting on a hunch, the officers called for a supervisor and the team entered the derelict 2-story home. Inside, they found 5 children living in squalor. Even more shocking was what the response team was going to find next. Entombed in a broken basement freezer was the decomposing body of a 3-year-old little boy. That little boy was Chayce Allen, and he had not been seen by neighbors or relatives for over 3 months.
Following the discovery of Chayce's body, Didi was arrested and charged with felony homicide, first-degree CA, torture, and concealing the death of an individual. Her 5 surviving children were taken to a local hospital for wellness checks and for forensic interviews with investigators and psychologists. While at the station, Didi gave the following interview to detectives.
And you can explain to me everything that took place and you know, the whole story, okay? So let's start with what happened tonight, okay? Like how it all began.
I was laying down watching TV and I saw the flashlights like in the window.
What time do you think that was?
I'm not sure. I didn't look at the time.
Well, how long do you think it's been since like that point to right now? A little bit over an hour?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I opened the door and I said yes, and they said they were here to do a well-being check.
You said, so you opened the door and you saw it was the police?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he said they're here to do a well-being check. And I said, okay.
For what?
Chayce Allen, my son.
For Chayce?
Mm-hmm.
Allen?
My son.
Okay.
And they asked me where was he, and okay, I did lie. I said he was with someone, he wasn't.
Who'd you say he was with?
A lady, a friend.
A friend. Do you remember the name you told them?
Miss Robertson.
Miss Robinson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there such a person, or you just made that up?
I just made that up.
Okay. So they didn't believe you, or?
I guess not, because they came back.
Oh, so they left? So you told them he was with Mrs. Robinson. And how long before they came back?
Like 10, 20 minutes.
Okay, so when they came back, then what happened?
They said they needed to check the house.
And make sure he wasn't there.
Yeah. So that's when I opened the door and said, okay, I confess.
You said, I confess?
Yes. I said he's in the basement, in the refrigerator.
Well, at least she's finally coming clean. Sort of. I don't think we've ever seen a perp confess this quickly before.
And then they handcuffed me, put me back to the car. But I did not beat my son. I didn't. He was malnourished.
Okay, look, hold on. We'll get there. So they handcuffed you and they took you into custody and put you in the back of the police car.
Yes.
And then they brought you down here.
Yes.
Okay. So you said you didn't beat your son.
No, I didn't.
So can you tell me how he passed?
He wasn't eating. Okay, he's blind and he's medical issue. So he's
blind, and what else?
He like wouldn't eat or anything. Like he needed special attention. And okay, so I tried to wake him up that morning and he didn't wake up. he wasn't breathing or anything. So I laid him on the hallway floor, and I thought to myself, I said, what am I going to do? I picked up my phone, and I was finna call, but I was scared. So I just took an immunization.
So how long ago was that?
The end of March.
The end of March.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you woke up one morning and he was already dead?
Yes.
He died in his sleep?
Yes, he had to because he wasn't breathing. I was about to wake him up.
Where did he sleep?
And along with the kids.
In a bed by himself, or?
Yes. The kids was in my room and he was in the
by himself?
Yep.
And he's how old?
3.
And when you say he wasn't eating, were you trying to feed him?
Yes, I was. I went and bought the powder from GNC, the weight powder.
Protein
and
powder.
I bought the Ensure. I did everything I could. He wasn't eating. And I was
never tried to take him to the doctor?
I was scared. I was scared that they was going to take my other kids. I was so scared.
So how long had he not been eating?
Like a couple weeks.
And you never took him to the doctor or anything to try to figure out what was going on? Because you were afraid they were going to take your other kids?
Yes.
But if it's
because he was malnutrition.
Right, but if it's a medical condition.
I should have taken the right thing.
But okay, so at the end of March, you're saying you woke up one morning.
Because I made the kid breakfast and I went in there to get him up and I gave him some water and he fell back down. So I'm like, he's not breathing.
What do you mean he fell back down? So he was up?
No, he wasn't up. Like I set him up, but he wasn't responding.
Was he cold? I mean.
Yeah, he was.
So if we're to believe Dee Dee, she never hit her son and he passed in his sleep due to alleged malnutrition. Malnutrition that could have been addressed by simply bringing him to the hospital. But no, Dee Dee was too scared, allegedly. Except that wasn't really even true at all. At autopsy, it was discovered that Chayce died as a result of blunt force head trauma. Dee Dee also later admitted that she kicked Chayce in the chest because she was frustrated that he wouldn't eat. Now, this case reminds me a lot of another case we discussed a couple of years back, also out of Detroit, and that's the case of Amir Griffin. Amir's skeletal remains were brought into the Children's Hospital of Michigan by his mother, Shantavia Hayden. He was already showing signs of rigor mortis and had been dead for several hours. Despite receiving unemployment benefits, food stamps, cash assistance, and 16 cans of formula from WIC, Shantavia just didn't feed him. According to ER nurse Katie Isles, it took my breath away a little bit. The baby was emaciated, sunken cheeks. You could see all of his ribs. His eye sockets were sunken in. It was horrible. We'll be sure to link you our coverage in the pinned comment if you want to check that out.
I did not touch him or anything. I put that in my dead brother. I didn't.
You were able to move him around?
Yes. I was scared. I didn't know who to call.
So you woke him up, you sat him up, you tried to wake him up. He wasn't awake.
No. I felt his heart. He wasn't breathing.
So you tried to sit him up, he fell back down.
Yes.
You laid him in the hallway. And then you decided you were going to call, but you were scared that they would take your other kids?
Yes. I dialed 911 on my phone, but I didn't. It didn't know them.
So you put him in the basement?
Yes.
So explain to me at that point exactly what you did.
Okay, I found one of the pad bags and I put him in
like a laundry bag?
Yep. And then I walked him downstairs and put him in the basement. But
So you put him in the bag first?
Yes.
Upstairs?
In the hallway.
You put him in the bag, then you carried the bag down into the basement?
Yes.
And you have a refrigerator in the basement?
A freezer.
Is it like a?
It was there when I moved there. It's like
describe it to me. Does it look like a refrigerator, or does it look like one of those like deep freezers that's kind of like this big?
No, it's an old back in the day refrigerator. Like it doesn't have a freezer, just
one big refrigerator.
Yeah.
One big, like a door.
Yep.
Is it plugged in? Was it working?
It was working, but I don't know what happened. And I swear I was going to turn myself in everything.
So at the end of March, so you put him in there, and then that was it.
Yes.
You never checked. You never tried to move the body. You never tried to do anything with it.
Well, I went down there like a couple of weeks ago, and I just got on my knees and prayed.
When did you discover that the refrigerator wasn't working?
Last week.
Last week.
Yes.
So when you initially put him in there, the refrigerator was working.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
I did not meet him or anything. He just didn't eat. He wasn't eating. Like, I did call my dad and say, Dad, he's not eating. I don't know what to do. And they did tell me to take him to the hospital, and I didn't listen.
So since March, none of your family members or anybody have asked like where he's at or anybody, and what?
I kept lying and said he was with someone. And I wanted to open up to him, but I was so scared.
Okay. Before we write all that down,
Okay.
I just want to get a few things from you. Your deceased son, his name is Chance?
Chayce.
Chayce?
Mm.
C-H?
A-Y-C-E.
A-Y-C-E?
Mm.
Last name is what?
Ellie.
And what's his date of birth?
9/18.
So he's almost going to be 4.
Yes.
And you have how many other children?
5.
So not only were Dee Dee and her 5 other children living in squalor, but they were living above the decomposing body of a toddler that was sealed inside a non-functional refrigerator. And somehow, no one seemed to notice this. Dee Dee goes on to mention a man that was staying with her. How in the world did he not notice a smell?
Who all was home when that happened?
Just me and my kids.
Nobody else lives there. None of your baby daddies, no boyfriend. They're not going to find, because you know they're searching the house right now. So there's no male clothing or somebody's stuff there that lives there.
He wasn't there at the time.
Who's he?
My baby daddy.
What is it?
I lied and told him he was with, because he did ask him. I told him he was with a lady, but he don't know he was in the basement.
And where's he right now?
At work, I think.
Where's he work at?
Landscaping.
At night? They don't cut grass at night.
Well, he was at work earlier. I'm sorry. I don't know where he is now.
What's his phone number?
He sleeps in the driveway.
He doesn't sleep in the house.
No. No, he doesn't, because me and him are not together. But he asked to just stay there until he get himself together.
But his stuff's in the house.
Yep.
What kind of car does he drive?
A black Tahoe.
Black Tahoe?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what year?
No. I'm not sure.
Is it newer, older?
Older.
Anything descriptive about you can tell me about it that stands out? Is it tinted, big wheels, anything?
Just the old Tahoe.
Is it rusted up, banged up, accident damage, anything?
Yeah. My kids can also tell you that he sleeps in the car too.
I understand if you're trying to protect somebody.
No,
Oh, hold on. Okay. Like, I just want to make sure. And I'm not accusing you of lying to me or trying to be an a-hole or anything like that, okay? Just hear me out, okay? I understand this is your baby daddy. That's the father of some of your kids. You know, if something happened and you're trying to cover up for him, you need to think about your other kids.
No,
And you need to be there for them.
no,
So if he did something to that child and you're trying to cover up for him, you should just, you need to tell me.
No, I swear on my kids, I swear.
So you're telling me for the last
Yes, and
4 months.
You can call my dad too, because me and him got into it, and my dad made him move out. And ever since then, he been sleeping in the driveway.
I understand that he's been sleeping in the driveway, but what I'm saying is, so for 4 months, he didn't ask.
Yes, he asked, and
He never didn't. I mean, 4 months is a long time for a kid to be away.
Yeah.
And for him not to wonder where this child is. He's not the father of that child?
No, he was wondering where he was. He kept asking, and I kept lying and saying he was with someone.
So
He kept saying that didn't sound right to him.
where's Chase's dad?
Incarcerated.
He's in jail. None of his family members ever came and visited the child or anything like that? Grandma, nothing?
Yeah.
There's a lot about this interaction that kind of rubs me the wrong way, but I do appreciate that Dee Dee remains somewhat honest and did not implicate her ex in Chayce's death, although I don't know if I totally believe that he was sleeping in the car in the driveway. I guess I'm a little unsure why the detective is choosing to steer her in that direction. Also, based on what she said, she was able to keep him from finding out about Chayce for months. I wonder exactly what she was telling him.
The next question is going to be basically the bulk of your story here. Can you tell me what happened to your son, Chayce?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to write down what you told me, and then you can review it, and then we can ask some other questions if we need to clarify anything, okay? So, you said that your son suffered from numerous medical... He stopped eating.
Yes.
For about close to 3 weeks, and then you said you woke up. You don't remember the exact date?
No.
That was the end of March.
Yes.
You discovered that he was deceased.
Real.
You didn't call 911. You were scared that they were going to take your other kids away.
Yeah.
So you put him in a laundry bag.
Yes.
And took him to the basement and placed him into the freezer.
Yes.
And he's been there ever since.
Yes.
Then today, the police showed up, checking on his whereabouts.
Yes.
And when they said they needed to come inside to make sure he wasn't in the house, you told them to come in and that you confessed.
Yes.
You said he's in the basement.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what I'm going to write down. Is that basically it?
Yes.
Okay.
Initially, investigators were looking into whether Dee Dee France had previous contacts with the Detroit Police or the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. And as we mentioned previously, Dee Dee was absolutely on the radars of both agencies. According to Chayce's grandmother, Toni Haynes, she and other relatives had called DHHS to report Dee Dee on dozens of occasions. She said she first got suspicious that her grandkids were not being taken care of properly after her daughter told her that Chayce had burned his hand on a cup of noodles. Prior to the discovery of his remains, Dee Dee began to concoct stories regarding Chayce's whereabouts. She allegedly told Toni that Chayce had gone to live with his paternal grandfather's girlfriend. At that time, the grandfather in question had been incarcerated. However, once released from jail, the grandfather denied that the little boy was ever in his or his girlfriend's custody. Toni stated that family members allegedly went to her daughter's house on Monte Vista Street about 2 weeks ago to confront her, followed by yet another call to DHHS for help. Dee Dee's stories regarding Chayce's whereabouts kept changing. At one point, she allegedly told relatives that he was in the hospital and that she had given him away. Chayce was described by his family members as a sweet little boy who was blind and disabled. According to a relative, she, referring to Dee Dee, couldn't deal with it, and we all said, "Give him to us if you can't deal with it." According to neighbor Lynette Hardy, they didn't have anything. In the winter, I saw them with summer clothes on, summer shoes. Some had no shirts, and I just made it in my mind that I was going to help her because she needed help. Lynette also was of the impression that Chayce was living with relatives after Dee Dee informed her that her uncle and aunt in Alabama had him. Only recently did she learn that he was actually missing. Lynette, who couldn't have children of her own, said she often bought clothing and food for the family, who she described as poor, but she said they were a loving family. She insisted Dee Dee was loving. Recently, she provided the family with rides and connected the mother with resources for tutoring as her kids had trouble with reading.
In the wake of Chayce's death, an ever-growing memorial of toys and stuffed animals gathered upon the cement steps of the shabby white single-family home. Toni Haynes set up a GoFundMe page to help raise money for Chayce's funeral, as well as for clothing and other necessities for his surviving siblings. As of the date of this recording, the fundraiser has raised 90% of its $10,000 goal. In addition, Chayce's father, Juwan Allen, filed a federal lawsuit in April of 2025 against 13 employees of Michigan's Department of Health and Human Services, citing gross negligence and deliberate indifference. The lawsuit sought damages of at least $75,000 and a jury trial. It alleges that, and I quote, "Defendants were entrusted with the duty of protecting this vulnerable child from harm and neglect, and had the chance to intervene and diligently respond to the severity of the situation and the horrific nature of the allegations. However, each time, defendants left Chayce with or returned him soon after to his abusive mother. He spent his final days of torment and abuse in complete darkness." As of the date of this recording in January of 2026, it's unclear whether or not the lawsuit has been settled. As for Dee Dee France goes, she eventually pled guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced in July of 2024 to 35 to 60 years in prison. During her victim impact statement, Dee Dee's sister told her, "You were supposed to protect Chayce. Instead, you hurt him to the point where he can't come back." Dee Dee is currently serving her sentence at the Women's Huron Valley Correctional Facility in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Her earliest scheduled release date is June of 2057. If she manages to be released, she will have just celebrated her 66th birthday behind bars.
We mentioned the case of Amir Griffin earlier, but we would also like to highlight another case that is shockingly similar to Chayce's, and that's the case of Stoney Blair and Stephen Barry. Both children were murdered by their mother, Michelle Blair, and then hidden away inside of a freezer located in their Detroit home. If Chayce's story resonated with you, then please click here to check out Stoney and Stephen's case.